Let me see here. Welcome, everybody. Final Cut Pro TV. We are live right now. Today we have Mike Horton and Dan Bérubé. Mike's from LACPUG, and Dan is from the Boston Creative. Is it D? What's the acronym for your group, Dan?
BOSCPUG.
BOSCPUG.
Yeah, Boston Creative Pro User Group.
And how often do you guys have meetings?
We have one every month. We just had one on the end of February, and we had we had Serena Catania with us in person, and we had a panel discussion on stepping up your film career with NewEnglandFilm.com. We were actually celebrating 20 years of NewEnglandFilm.com, so it's packed. We had a great night, and lots of people talking about filmmaking.
I met Serena at the Supermeet last year when I was there. First time I've met her. So she's West Coaster though, right?
Yes. No, we're very thankful for Black Magic Design to fly her out on the Black Magic Design shuttle.
Oh, is that their new announcement at NAB? They have a new shuttle now?
Do they really? What?
No, I'm just making things up. No, they're not entering into the airline industry yet, but
not yet.
Yeah.
For $99.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're going to have Mike has the LACPUG.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while.
And you just had one just recently, right?
No, actually, we're having one. Well, we did just recently. We meet every fourth Wednesday of the month, so it seems like recently. The next meeting is next week, which is Philip Hodgett's doing Lumberjack Builder for the first time. So that'll be like a world premiere thing before he does it at NAB. And we're also got Alan Heim, which is going to be really exciting. He's the legendary film editor, and he's also the president of the Motion Picture Editors Guild. And he's going to be talking about the union, you know, whether you should join, is it worth it, etc. Everything about the union. And then we have Evan Schiff and Elizabeth Ronaldsdottir. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's Icelandic. Anyway, she edited John Wick 1 and Atomic Blonde, and Evan's going to be the moderator of that, and we're going to talk action editing. So,
I loved Atomic Blonde. That was next.
Yeah, so did I. I didn't think I'd like it, and but Trevor made me watch it, and it's a good movie.
Yeah,
done by the same guys that did John Wick, or at least the stunt coordinators or choreographers.
Excellent soundtrack too.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a good movie. You know, just real good popcorn entertainment. So anyway, that's going to be next Wednesday. So if you live in LA, I would say get your tickets because everybody loves action editing.
Absolutely. So Mike, when I was at the Creative Summit, every time I turned around, your son was in my video frame.
Yeah, I know. I think he saw something.
he was jumping in, jumping out. I was funny because I didn't know him at first, and I got to meet him, of course. So
yeah, well, he says hello, or you might not even know he's editing right now. So he's in his room. He gets to work from the house. He doesn't have to commute. So that's
fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you do much editing, Mike, or you just work with Supermeet?
No, I don't even no, I don't have time. I just I just learn from all of you guys. And
right, exactly.
You know, it's like Dan and I say about the Supermeets and about each other's group. We really don't care about the tools that you use. We just care about what you do with the tools that you use. Right. So we love to see the final products. And at least I do. Dan does more editing than I do, but
yeah, I am an editor, but lately in the past couple of months I haven't been editing anything. And I'm getting hungry again. So you know, we get some projects that I'm doing here in my hometown, which is exciting. So be working on that. We're actually starting a film festival here.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to be great in Manchester, the Manchester Independent Film Festival. That will actually take place next year, but we're starting the process now and building up the community. And you know, the fact that we're so close to Boston, there's no issue with people driving back and forth, and I'm excited about it. So we have I'm actually presenting an audience award this Sunday at Emerson College for their 18th annual College Film Festival. It's always great to be involved with students to see what they're doing, because really they are the barometer in this industry besides what you see and pay for.
So I wonder, do you see a different barometer talking about the students on the East Coast versus the West Coast?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe partly the environment or the people that we're working with, but I think that it's hard to say in terms of Emerson because they also have an LA campus, and some of those films are from the LA campus as well. So,
Gotcha.
I wonder, are the stories? I don't think the stories are different. Do you think, Dan?
I don't think so. I mean, even when I work on, we have the New Hampshire High School Student Short Film Festival. Say that quickly, but I just love the fact that the high schools really present a forum for talking about all sorts of diverse issues. And you don't knock the high schoolers because they're coming out with some amazing stories, because it starts there, and whether or not they have professional actors, you can forgive that. But so I love seeing that, and then seeing how I keep tabs on these people, on these kids, and when they go to college and whatnot. And so, I mean, my involvement is with Emerson College and locally here at UNH Manchester, where they have a curriculum department. And there's some great, I mean, it's our students that are really helping to address issues that we're all looking at Facebook about and whatnot. And so I'm it's always a gem.
I expect a lot of good films to come out of the situation at Parkland. I expect a lot of good films to come out of that high school, as well as all high schools around the U.S. and around the world, just on that horrible situation. So it's just they'll be cropping up here very soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. There's a lot of good filmmakers out there because there's no more excuses. They got all the equipment.
Yeah,
they just have the talent to put it together.
Yeah, you should do a high school night, Mike.
Yeah, I mean that I would love that, because we got Hollywood High here with Antonio Mamrica. The guy's a genius, and he's put together some amazing talent. And but I think he just got hired by Apple. So
really,
yes, I think, which is good and bad. Good because he'll be paid well finally, and bad because he's going to be leaving the high school where so many kids were nurtured by him. So I don't know that for sure, but I've heard that. I think it was Sam who told me that. So So anyway, well, congratulations to him, though, if it is true, because he'll finally make a decent living after all these years of mentoring students.
Yeah, service.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So as you guys are working on the Supermeet, there's got to be some patterns that perhaps repeat from year to year, maybe with scheduling conflicts or changes at the last minute that drive you crazy. Does anything like that happen?
Yeah.
You don't have to say specifics, but I know it's happened with other people that I've talked to as well, just for whatever reason.
Well, the answer is yes.
Every single year. Here's the deal with Supermeets and producing Supermeets is you try your best to cover every single solitary tiny detail that can possibly go wrong, and you still got 50 things that go wrong. And whether it be the schedule changes or anything like that, but that's what you do, and that's what's a live event is all about. The things try to cover and be able to deal with the things that go wrong, but things will go wrong, and so that's setting up a Supermeet, during a Supermeet, and all that other stuff. So it's things you expect, and you overcome it best you can, and that's kind of the way it's been going for the last 17 years.
I mean, really, the biggest thing that happened to us this past year, if you include last year, was
last year
we lost our venue in Amsterdam.
And we lost our venue at the Rio Hotel too. A week and a half before we had to. So they just said, no, we're going to move you. What?
Yeah.
We're going to move you to another room.
We're at the mercy. We're not a typical show that brings in, lots of bookings for hotel and rooms.
Right.
And doing large business. We're grassroots community effort. And we love working with the hotels that appreciate us for what we do. And because it's a long-term thing for them, they'll see people from our Supermeet, they'll come and use their facilities later on, and it's just that type of thing. But in terms of really, I mean, I thought that was small for Vegas as opposed to how we had to forego doing a Supermeet in Amsterdam this past September.
Right.
Yeah, that was it worked out, thank goodness, with the Rio Hotel. But we found a venue we hope in Amsterdam for next year, and we're just not sure yet because they won't let us book it yet because it's too early.
I see. So the place I went to last year, is that where you are this year? Or is there someplace different?
No, it's the exact same place that you went to last year. It's a Brazilian room at the Rio Hotel. And that's, like I said, like a week and a half prior to that is what happened to Dan? Did he, I guess,
I don't know. He just took
a little emergency.
So, I don't know.
Anyway, a week and a half before we actually moved to that room, we were in this big pavilion. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Sorry, I'm back. An important figure just showed at my venue door. So.
Okay.
So I didn't hear the last maybe 20, 30
No, we're talking about that last minute move to the Brazilian. And of course and then there's the fact that just about every hotel that we do the Supermeet in implodes about the year after we do the Supermeet. So we've imploded the Stardust, we've imploded the Riviera. Have we imploded any other ones?
Well, let's not talk about the Tropicana, but
oh yeah, well that should be imploded. But
I really did love the Riviera.
Oh man, that was the best.
Was it?
Yeah, it was an experience. It was just great. It was so close to the convention center, and of course to our favorite venue, the Peppermill.
Yeah.
Yes. We went there last year based on your recommendation from last year when we talked with you.
Yeah, we're going to go there again after the Supermeet. It's like it's a tradition. It's a great restaurant. Everybody loves it, and it's always open. Unlike a lot of restaurants in Vegas at late at night, the Peppermill's always open.
Yeah, but the Brasilia room at the Rio has actually worked out better for us.
It turned out really good. I mean, it was because now we put two big fat screens, 15 by 21 screens on it. So the images that we're showing are going to be great. And of course, the people that are going to be showing those images and showing you all their stuff, it's going to be great because it's a more intimate room than those giant ballrooms that we were in before. So
right, you're right. Last year I was there. The screens were gigantic. I can't believe how big they were.
Yeah, 15 by 21. Two of them.
That's incredible. So do you have that at your house, Mike, and you just bring it in for the Supermeet?
Exactly.
That's nice.
I wish we did. It'd save us a few bucks.
So let's talk about some of the vendors before we go on to the stage. So what kind of vendors are you having there this year?
All right, we have right now, and that could change, over 20 software and hardware vendors out in that vendor area, which is the networking area where you eat some food, drink some drinks, and the most important thing is to meet each other. I mean, that's what these Supermeets are all about. It is about meeting your peers, talking to them, solving each other's problems. And of course, that takes courage to go up to somebody and say, "Hi, my name is." But we have, some really good, and we got a lot of new ones this year, which is really good.
Yep. And an old favorite of ours is back with us, Autodesk, in the show floor.
Oh yeah, that just happened the other day.
Really thrilled. Thank you, Autodesk.
Adobe will be there, Blackmagic and Frame.io. These are big platinum sponsors, and they have Frame.io is doing something super secret, and we can't say anything about that. Blackmagic Design, we just talked to them just the other day about what they're going to do, and it's going to be unique, and I think this is going to stay, and it's not going to change, but it's going to be a kind of a Q&A, which we're going to involve the audience in asking just about anything you want to ask about Resolve or Fusion or what is it?
Fairlight.
Fairlight. Yeah, Fairlight.
Right, Fairlight, the audio program.
Yeah, Peter Palmer from Adobe is going to be there. We have a super secret presentation from Adamus, and also something super secret from HP and NVIDIA. So there's a lot of super secret, maybe world premiere type of stuff going on.
I think we can sum it up in one word: super secret. That's what our agenda is about.
So it's a super secret Supermeet. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, Frame.io, I know, has got Emery Wells, who's the CEO, real cool guy.
Right.
He's going to be up on stage talking about something super secret. And Black Magic, we got a whole team. We got the engineers and designers of Resolve, and
I really like that they're actually. I think it's a rare opportunity to connect with people like this, and honestly, I wish more of our platinum sponsors would think about this.
Yeah, it's going to be like it's a Q&A. So we're going to, there's going to be like Monty Hall type guys running around the audience with microphones, and people are going to stand up and say and ask questions, and then and the engineering team's going to be up there to answer them, which is kind of cool. And Adobe, like I said, and Jeremy Young from Adamus, the CEO, is going to be there, but we can't talk about what he's going to do because it's something super secret. And then, of course, out in the vendor area, we got over 20 really cool Digital Anarchy and Pond 5 and Atto and B&H and Codex. Codex is a new one, and these guys are doing some awesome stuff for Final Cut Pro. As you've seen, their color sync plugin plus their color panel. They're going to be bringing that to the Supermeet, and I don't think they're even on the show floor. I think they're just going to be at the Supermeet. And CoreMelt, of course, is going to be
Roger
there.
Bolton.
Yep, Roger will be there showing off some plugins, and of course LumaForge. In fact, maybe we should put CoreMelt right next to LumaForge and Codex next to each other, so you got a lot of kind of got the Final Cut circle there. Yeah,
that would be good because I'm going to interview both of them, and I'll it'd be easier for me if they're right next to each other, like they were last year. They were close to each other. Yeah, we got Demaxon and Lander and Lassie and Drobo. We have got Boris and
even Larry Jordan, the editor, master of the workflow.
Oh yeah, that's going to be really cool if you're interested to being an assistant editor in Hollywood. Larry Jordan is going to be there. It's Lawrence Jordan. It's not the Larry Jordan.
No, I understand.
Lawrence Jordan.
And he's going to be there talking about Master of the Workflow, which you can take an online class rather than. And so if you live in any other place other than Hollywood, you can learn what you need to know and what you need to learn about being an assistant editor in Hollywood. So you can learn and then come out to Hollywood.
Adobe Stock will be there as well. They're taking out their own table, and Lenovo and NVIDIA will have their own table as well. So both with HP and with Lenovo, NVIDIA will have a presence.
Oh, here's one. Here's a really cool one too. It's called Lander, which is out of Montreal, and let me see. I got my stupid. I hate my Mac. I hate him. I hate him.
Food.
Lander. It's our good friend Marc Andre. Anyway, Lander is really cool, which I'd never heard of. In fact, they're kind of new. But you can take your music tracks or soundtracks, upload it to the cloud, and they'll instantly master it. And so it's very affordable. And he's going to show how that whole thing works, and he'll be at the Supermeet.
Mark Andre Ferguson.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lander. It's called LANDR. In fact, go to landr.com and look at what they do. It's actually pretty cool. And then, of course, we've got this another one out of Greece, SoundSnap, which is a lot of royalty-free audio sounds and I'm not sure soundtracks, but I think it's all just sounds. But they're new. So we got a lot of new people this year, which is really great. And this is another reason to get to the Supermeet early, so you can hang out with these people and do like you do. Run around the tables and not only see what these people do, but talk to them.
Absolutely.
Interview them, see what they're doing. And
absolutely. Everybody's there to talk to you.
Yeah.
Nobody's there because they want to be a rock star. They're there to talk to people. That's exactly what they're doing there.
Yeah, all the stuff on those little 8-foot tables are stuff to make your lives easier. And you just have to talk to these people to find out, does this apply to me? Can it make my life easier? Should I buy this? That sort of thing. Nobody's going to be selling you stuff. They're just going to be solving your problems.
Right.
Absolutely. So, and then you have the raffle.
We actually, another reason for people to get to the Supermeet early is because we will be repeating our HP door prize raffle, which we're going to actually update later today, the website to show what's happening on that.
Yay.
We have that. And then we have so far, God, over 80, like about
actually,
$85,000.
yeah, I just put a couple of little smaller software prizes in. Actually, we have about $84,900 worth.
So once we put the HP raffle prizes up, it's going to go closer to, I would say, closer to 100 grand, 95.
Wow.
So yeah, we always around this time reach around that price, and you know what? It's such a joy to be able to give all that out to people who come and see how they use it. And
yeah, you can't see it, but right behind me are 3 boxes, and 3 boxes of there's 2 boxes of OWC stuff totaling about $4,000, $3,500, and there's another box of iographer stuff. So when I go out to, I shouldn't be saying this. Somebody's going to follow me.
I hope you have a security system at your house.
I live out in the desert of Southern California, so don't come out to my
So a couple of things about your raffle. Number one, you guys can't win, right? You and Mike can't win.
No, God, I know it's.
No, we live vicariously through everyone that comes up on stage. That's why we all give them hugs, and that's
right.
How about we give you 10 tickets free, and if you win, you give us the prize.
There you go. Now, and the other thing is that I didn't know till I was there last year. If you win, you're expected to go run up on the stage and just act crazy.
Damn right. The more you show some joy and appreciation and happiness, the more we will give you. So that's how it works.
Remember, it all stays in Vegas except you and the prize that you win.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about the raffle is, which some people take it way too seriously, and it shouldn't be taken seriously. It's it's only costing you a few bucks, and the possibility of winning something extraordinary is there. But it is a chance for everybody to kind of act goofy and let loose and be themselves in front of 1,000 other people, and it makes it fun because the raffle can go on and on and on and on. So it makes it a lot of fun. It's each other entertaining each other, and if you're lucky enough, you get to go home with something. And some of these prizes are amazing. Black Magic's giving us 2 broadcast cameras.
Wow!
Yeah, and that's 2 of them, not 1 of them, 2 of them.
Right.
And we're giving away the Black Magic micro panels, and we're giving if you're a Nuke person, we're giving you 1 year subscription. You know how much 1 year subscription to Nuke costs?
I don't.
It's like $9,000.
Wow.
I know. So if you're a Nuke person, it's a big deal. And so, I mean, there's just a lot of great prizes. OWC's just given us a whole bunch, Thunder Bay 4 external drive and, oh gosh, so much other stuff. Docs and Avid's giving us a prize. The 2 of them, 1 year, 1 year. This is the perpetual license. So you buy it or you get it, you got it forever. And
so is Avid presenting there this year?
No. But they're giving away 2 prizes. So Avid will be there though. They'll be walking around. A couple of Mariana Montague is going to be there. I know she just bought a ticket, and also Michael Krulik. He'll be there. He'll be walking around. Okay. So again, all these people, they don't have to have a table. They can just be walking around, and and you know who they are. So you just go up and say hello.
Exactly.
And so there's always a lot of people from Apple there. And have we talked about what about Bradley saying yet? I don't think we have.
I was just going to say, if you go up to anyone at Avid and ask them nicely, they might even buy you a drink. So
yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a good tip right there.
Yeah, put that down. It's like, let's call it. Go up to Michael Krulik and say, "Hey, Horton and Dan said you'd buy him a drink."
There'll be a line. There'll be a line waiting to talk to them.
It's only $8 for a beer or something like that. It's like,
yeah. So when you buy a ticket to Supermeet, I think they're normally $15. And then there's also a discount code on.
There is for you, my friend.
And for me,
there's a discount code that's going to save you $5 off the $15 ticket price if you use the code Radio VIP. And that's just for you. Then your listeners and people like that, you can save $5. So instead of costing $15 online, it'll cost you $10. Now,
there you go.
If you wait until the Supermeet day and you show up and you buy your tickets at the door, that's $20. So for goodness sakes, buy online. And you can save a whole bunch of money. You can use that savings to buy extra raffle tickets.
And plus, quite honestly, it helps us plan so we can make a better event for you, the attendees. So
yeah, it is really important that you do register online. It's just if a whole bunch of people show up the day of the event and we don't know how many people, it kind of messes up things, especially food wise. And so try to register online before the event, and you save money. So it's crazy to just show up and pay $20. So even though $20 ain't a lot of money, because we try to, it is our sponsors, thank God for them, that keep the ticket prices low, because it's very important that we do keep these prices low, because a lot of people who go to the Supermeet don't have a lot of money, and we don't want to charge them, $40-50. There's a lot of people that cram 8 people into one bedroom at Circus just to go to NAB. And these events shouldn't cost them an arm and a leg. And so that's why we keep the ticket prices low, and you can thank our sponsors for that.
So the ticket prices also include how many raffle tickets?
Two raffle tickets at the door, and then of course, if you want to buy extra raffle tickets, it's three raffle tickets for $5, and you can buy a total of 24 extra tickets, and that's it. And then there's a separate raffle this is for colorists, for the grand prize, which is the Blackmagic Design DaVinci Resolve Studio system, which includes the advanced control panel. That's a $29,995 value.
Okay, that's the one I want.
Yeah. Well, that's a separate raffle, because we want whoever, the only people who get into that one are the people who can absolutely need it and use it.
Right. So
yeah, we don't want anybody winning that and going, I don't need this, I want to sell it. And we get really upset if anybody sells prizes. And
absolutely.
Quite honestly, so do the sponsors.
And so do they, So you either give it away to somebody you know who needs it, or for goodness sakes, use it.
Like for instance, the person that's going to win the advanced panel, if you don't want to use it, give it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Only good.
Yeah.
I'm not a colorist, but I will learn if I won that. There you go.
Yeah, well, we're giving away a lot of mini panels too. So even if you don't win that, in the regular raffle, there's one from Codex, and there's one from Tangent, and there's ones from Blackmagic. So there's going to be a lot of mini panels, colored panels for all you colorists and booming colors, which is, quite frankly, all you editors need to know it anyway. So you might as well have a panel connected to your system. I
heard the word food in there somewhere. In all the jumble.
Is food. We have hotel food. We have, appetizers. We don't have, it's not a sit down dinner. That's
right.
Not a Supermeet, which is why we always tell everybody eat a good dinner before you arrive, because post-production people are always hungry and they eat a lot. And so foods can sometimes run out, but the last couple of years, it's been fairly good. But anyway, it's more of an appetizer kind of, but Dan and I I don't even know what's served half the time, because we can never
I never get any of it. So I'm running around and we're busy.
I think
we're too busy buying each other beers.
I think it's better than, it's a little bit higher grade than cheese balls. It's something I get into.
No, So let me get this straight. Normally they're $15 before the door. If you use the code, is it Radio VIP?
Radio VIP, that'll save you $5.
That'll get you in for $10. But for $10, you're getting 2 raffle tickets and you're getting some food.
And you're getting a little food, but you got to pay for your drinks.
And
you got to pay for your drinks.
You're getting a lot of fun and
you're getting that.
You're getting other people like you, and
you're getting that opportunity to meet people and meet the people that you really want to meet, because everybody goes to the Supermeet, and so a lot of people that you want to meet will be there. And we haven't even talked about the rest of the agenda.
Right, Brad and our
Yeah, we just talked to Bradley yesterday about this.
Brad Olson.
All of your listeners and watchers and all this, of course, know Bradley Olson has got the documentary Off the Tracks out. Well, anyway, he's going to be showing bits and pieces of it on the first half of the show. Like, he's going to come up with 2 minutes on this on those 2 giant big screens. So you're going to see a bit of Off the Tracks. for the first time on these big screens, which is, of course, what all documentaries and videos and movies should be shown on,
Right.
in a communal setting on the big giant screens. So Bradley's going to be doing that. And so that'll be on the first half of the show. We're not exactly sure. And of course, we're going to have some another presentation in the second half, but we can't talk about it yet because it's not in cement yet. So
Exactly.
But the Final Cut users are going to be very happy. But again, we want to emphasize that Supermeets are not about what's on stage. It is about getting together. It is about the gathering. It is about the networking, and we can't tell you how important that is. And because over the years, people have met the people who have met each other, that had the courage to say, "Hi, my name is," have sometimes made lifelong friends and lifelong collaborators.
Absolutely. So this year, I wasn't prepared last year, but this year I'd like to come backstage and do some filming.
Well, you can. Yeah,
absolutely. Why not?
It's absolutely craziness in the green room backstage.
That's what I want to. That's what I want to. Exactly what I'd like to document if I can.
Sure, absolutely.
Anyway, in addition to Bradley, because I want to get this in. And
make sure you have a camera that films in low light.
Yeah, I know. I will.
Well, actually, there's a lot of light in the green room. There's no light.
Oh, the green room, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind the stage, no, there's just.
But this is really huge for us, and also huge if you're a fan of movies. Our special guest is film editor Dylan Tishner. Now, if you don't know who Dylan Tishner is, well, you're not paying attention. He's probably one of the most celebrated film editors on the planet right now. He has done There Will Be Blood, a lot of just about all of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, including just the recent Phantom Thread, which was nominated for Best Picture. But he was nominated for Best Editor on Academy Award nomination for Zero Dark 30, and also There Will Be Blood. He's also done Boogie Nights and Magnolia and Brokeback Mountain and Wes Anderson's Royal Tenenbaums. I mean, his resume is extraordinary. And so he's going to be our special guest, and he will be interviewed by the lovely Steve Hulfish, who, as you know, does all those wonderful Art of the Cuts for the Pro Video Coalition.
Right.
And he was the one who also did moderated the conversation with Dodie Dorn last year, which was so much fun.
We love Steve. He's great. He's very accessible and really keeps it interesting.
Yeah, so he's not only a good editor, he's a good interviewer, and plus he writes those really groovy Art of the Cut articles and interviews, which he seems to have. He has access to everybody. So if you got a new movie coming out, he's probably already interviewed you.
Right.
So anyway, we're really excited about Dylan taking the time out because he's working right now. And so he's flying out like the day of the Supermeet and flying back the next day. So we're really, really lucky and fortunate to have him, and that he even said yes to this, not even knowing what a Supermeet was.
Oh, is that right?
No, it was, we had a nice conversation, and he just put his trust in us. You know, well, we said, we've had Walter Murch and Dodie Dorn before. Oh, okay, I'll do it. So I said, you'll be in good company.
Exactly.
So anyway, so we're really excited about this, and everybody should be excited about that because, how often do you get to, be in the same room with one of the best editors out there? And
so when do you guys actually physically start in the restaurant, the place to set up? Do you start on Monday or?
No, we start on Tuesday morning at promptly at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Is that right?
Yeah, these guys, they're just scrambling. It's crazy. It's like, doing a Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of people. You have no idea what they do for a living. And they're just bringing crap in and setting it up.
The room's generally set, but all the staging and, AV needs that we require are set up during that day.
Yeah, it's always just nerve-wracking, because there's always stuff going wrong, especially with AV. And so you're usually about ready maybe 5 minutes before the door opens. And there's been times at Supermeets where nothing was working, like, Tropicana.
Right.
our days at that club in San Francisco.
Or that place, yeah, where you're still stringing cables.
I remember that fondly.
There'd been a giant ladder stringing cables while, we're introducing Walter Murch or something.
Yeah, and he's standing right next to one of those hanging cables. It's like,
moving it out of the way. Actually, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite shows. The ones we did in San Francisco in that bar, or that disco, that nightclub. That was just so much fun. So
you guys are going to be in town Monday night then?
I'm getting in town Saturday, and Dan is getting in town on Sunday, and I hit the ground running with postcards and flyers and running around to various places, putting down flyers on the Supermeet, trying to sell some more tickets.
Typically Sunday is the day that we do that, and then Monday I definitely will be going to Medium Motion Ball because I haven't in the past couple of years, and I really miss it.
Yeah, good. You can bring postcards to them.
Yeah, and, absolutely.
And I'll be
Mike's coming to the Guru Gathering, right?
I'll be at the Guru Gathering with Trevor, and also if I have any time. It just depends on if everything's going okay.
Right.
Because Dan and I end up changing our schedule all the time, because if things go okay, we can stick to the schedule. If they're not going okay, then we punt. And so I'll be at I'll try to see something at the Faster Together stage. We get the Guru Gathering, and then I get home early to get up very early the next morning, and just hope to God everything just works.
Well, that's true. That's true. You're at the mercy of the venue, I guess.
Well, we're at the mercy of the people who work the venue.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And you kind of run around. Do you really know what you're doing?
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's kind of the name of the game every year. It's like you just do everything you can. You try to learn from the mistakes of the past, but there's always mistakes happening and the nice thing about the people who come to the Supermeet, I think they like seeing some mistakes. They don't want everything perfect. Because these are all audiovisual experts anyway, and that's the kind of the lousy thing, is that everybody in the audience knows how to fix something.
Right.
Every one of them.
I remember that at the Tropicana when everyone was off.
It was like 1,000 people out there, and 1,000 of them knew how to fix the problem.
And when I go to venues, it's audio typically. That microphone's in the wrong place. You got this wrong, because that's what I did. I did that for a living. I mix audio a lot of times. So
but the last couple of years we've had some of the finest audio people in Vegas, and hopefully, and we got the guy again. So,
good.
We got an awesome audio system, and we got an awesome audio mixer.
Well, let's give kudos to our hero, Chris Eschweiler.
And Chris Eschweiler,
our stage manager, and really makes the magic happen for us, whether he's there or not.
Yeah, we're like on the phone to him if something's not working. He's like Minneapolis. It's like, and he's not going to be here this year, so that's just a little added pressure. But he's working with us every day to make sure that all will be good. So, and just cross your fingers and hope so. But like I said, it's you show up for the Supermeet to meet and greet each other and learn from each other, and that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. And it's free parking, right? It was last time.
Yes, I think that's like one of the I didn't know this, but all these strip hotels are now charging you to park, right?
That's what I heard. Yes.
That sucks. No, Rio's still free.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Park in the back. You park in the back near the convention center area, and that's free. And as far as I know, it's still free.
Yeah, last year Bradley Olson and I rode around together. He had brought his car, so I just tagged in with him, and I helped him pay for parking, and I bought him breakfast at Peppermill one time based on your recommendation.
Did you have that 12-egg omelet?
Oh my God, I got that omelet. It was like a giant mound of food. It was way too much, especially for breakfast. It was crazy. I couldn't imagine how big that thing was.
Heart attack on a plate.
Well, I just don't want to eat that much first thing in the morning. I want to, have a lighter meal, and I had no idea. So
no, you don't go to the Peppermill for light meals.
Exactly. I found that out. So we're going to go after the next, whenever after the Supermeet, whatever that's going to be.
That's the place.
So you have something that's going to happen for Final Cut that you can't talk about yet?
Yeah, we just don't know yet. Because we did have something, and then unfortunately it just didn't work. And
which happens, scheduling.
Yep. Even all the stuff we're talking about today, it could some of it could fall apart, but I don't think it will. And,
right.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is Dylan flying out the day of the Supermeet. If there's going to be weather problems in New York, I'm going, oh God.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, we're supposed to have snow again this week, but come on, it can't keep the snowing's got to stop here.
Listen, hey. Yesterday was the first day of spring. Okay. It's my birthday. And I've been apologizing to people all day long yesterday for the snow. They said, it's your birthday. You should be stopping the snow. I said, I realize that, but didn't work out this year. We're getting like 6 to 8 inches down here on
that's
outside
what I heard.
of Baltimore.
You guys are going to get like a foot or something, or New York.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine what New England's going through up in Boston there.
Well, I mean, last week we got we had 22 inches in one day.
Jeez.
One day. And then tonight it's supposed to be anywhere from 4 to 8 inches. But we'll see how it goes. But stop.
Yeah, it's spring. Exactly. It's springtime. Please stop. Absolutely.
Anyway, that's pretty much the story as far as we know. Keep checking the Supermeet page, and if you are going to the Supermeet and you haven't bought your tickets, buy them now or buy them very soon.
Absolutely.
Just saying, and also use Radio VIP, the code, and save yourself $5.
Absolutely, and then supermeet.com is the website,
right? Mm-hmm. And it's got all the information that you need, and hopefully the entire agenda will be up there no later than this Friday, but it's doubtful. It'll be sometime next.
It's doubtful.
It'll be up soon. Let's put it that way.
It'll be soon.
It'll be before Vegas, right? Before NAB.
Or April 10th, so which is Tuesday.
So what about some tips for people who are coming to Las Vegas? Any kind of tips for how to get transportation, or besides let's talk about that a bit.
Wear comfortable shoes and bring extra socks.
Yeah, I mean, Dan makes a good point about socks. It's not just the comfortable shoes, it's the right socks. In fact, if you Google socks, you'll actually find a lot of science behind socks, and socks is what makes standing and walking on cement a hell of a lot easier than just comfortable shoes. So you get the right socks to go with those comfortable shoes, and you'll be fine, because you're standing on cement all the time. You're walking on cement. And, but the biggest tip that anybody transportation, getting to the Rio is really easy. Use Uber or Lyft. If you don't have a car, if you have a car, and then park in the back in this convention area. The Rio is not doing shuttles anymore. So you can't take a shuttle from the strip hotels to the Rio. They stopped it for some silly reason. And yeah, that's a bummer. But I don't think anybody used it anyway. That's probably why they stopped it. And so Lyft and Uber is your best bet, not taxis. And it's certainly the monorail is a good deal, and buy your monorail pass before you get to Vegas, not when you get to Vegas. Don't leave the convention center at say 5 p.m. and it'll be a big long line to get on the monorail. And you can take a monorail all the way to the MGM is the final stop, and then just get an Uber or Lyft to the Rio, and that's really cheap. It's really cheap. And but yeah, use that, and of course meet people who've got cars.
Exactly, that's my secret.
Yeah, I've got a van. I'll be running around, back and forth in the Rio to the convention center. People need a ride, just give me a call and I'll pick you up.
Are you going for the silver parking lot?
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I wonder if because what was that, $70 or something? It was really cheap.
I think it was around that.
There's a parking lot that you can buy a pass for at NAB, the convention center. And at the time that we did, it was $70. But that's when we did we were like,
Riviera.
We had a booth.
Oh,
right. So we needed to do it because we had to bring all our gear in stealthily so the union guys wouldn't see us. and so we didn't have to pay them to, you know, bring our banners in. Just anyway, we did the booth thing for a couple of years and no more.
Yeah, it's
we gave up on that one. It's too expensive.
Yeah, and there's other people that are handling the booth presence, and that's great. And they all believe in us, and we all believe in them. And it's, you know, also really happy to know that Broadcast Beat, Brian Salazar, is going to help us as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good media sponsors, and of course, like you,
absolutely,
are helping us get the word out. And that's, you know, because our marketing team is just Dan and me, so we really need help getting the word out. And so that we want people to know about the Supermeet, and people who have been around a long time do, but people who are just coming into this industry don't. Sure.
And that you had said 1,000 people plus or minus?
That's generally what we have. Just about every Supermeet. Some are more. Some I don't think we've ever had, you know, many less than that.
Right.
So we don't want to have anybody less than that. We want to have that, you know, big crowd, because it means a lot to our sponsors. And
1,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you know, it makes it worthwhile for them, and also gives you more people to hang out with. So, and more people you can hang out with, better chance you have to meet that one person that you really, really need to meet.
What we like is that, you know, we feel that we're helping to bring the crowd to NAB. That they're not just here for the Supermeet; they're here, but then they're going to go on the show floor and spend their remaining days at NAB asking questions about what they might have seen at the Supermeet.
Yeah,
right.
And so it's just all about building community in Las Vegas every NAB, and we're very proud to be going on our 18th year now for doing this. Wait a minute, that's 17th.
No, is it 17th? Yeah, 17th year. Yeah, 17th year.
18th next year.
Holy cow.
How'd you guys start the Supermeet?
In a tiny room at the Hilton 17 years ago.
Right.
I mean, you two guys connecting. I mean, how'd you two connect?
We kind of connected. Well, no, we'd known each other a little bit before that, right?
I introduced myself to Mike at a DV Expo West Expo, in which there was a meeting. I think it was a Lassie Pug meeting, and both Brian Meany and Randy Ublos were on stage talking about, I believe, Final Cut 3. I think
it was, yeah.
And I remember I think I remember that because I think Promax was handing out T-shirts, if I'm correct. But that's where we met, and I was doing a lot of user group related activities here in Boston, and working with the Apple Market Center and whatnot. And I just realized that there was a need to continue the conversation between the events that I would do. And I was working and still work for Canon back then. So Canon brought me out to DV Expo West, but I went to the event, and at the end, I'll always remember this, took Mike aside, introduced myself, and we started talking. I said, well, I'm going to start the Boston Creative Pro User Group. And I always remember Mike saying something to the effect of, well, good luck. Because it's, you know, he knew, yes, it's a lot of work. And sometimes, you know, I'll be honest, after all this time, you know, I get to the point where I say to myself, well, why am I doing this? But at the night that we have the event, then I realize why I'm doing it. It's because it's such a great turnout, and people love being together, and that's the earthy, crunchy side of me that's never going to go away.
Yeah, so. I think anybody who has not been to a Supermeet is a kind of unique atmosphere, we think, and but it is all about what you put into it is what you're going to get out. Of course,
right?
And, we can only do so much. You got to put in your fair share in order to get out your fair share. So if you don't have a lot of, if you're not a real social being, try to come up with some sort of persona and act like one. It's
right.
You know, it's, you know, try to do that, because all of us are, especially creative people, it's really hard for us to have conversations with other people face to face. We're much more comfortable behind our computer.
Right. So you mentioned Randy Ubelos was there presenting one time. He's, of course, the architect of Final Cut Pro, both the classic version and 10.
Randy came to our group, tons of times back in the early days, and then Apple decided they had a hit, and then they decided they didn't let anybody go out. So it was back in the early days. All you had to do was just call these guys up, and they would come. And Randy probably did a dozen appearances at the early Final Cut days. And along with Brian Meany, along with all the guys who came up with Final Cut, they're all there. Paul Ciccone, all those guys were at Lassie Pug all the time, and
right.
But then they just shut it down. It's like
I really liked Paul Ciccone when he was at Apple.
Yeah,
he was a real big supporter. Kirk Paulson too.
Yeah, and Kirk Paulson, and the Apple marketing team back then, before they were restricted, was just great. And the guys right now, we love them to death, but the Apple can only let them do so much. And
right, but they were at your January LACPUG, and that video was just published.
Right, and right? But this is the first or the second year that they've actually come out in public and allowed this kind of thing to happen. And before, between 2000 and something until now, they were pretty much off the map. And so now they're getting back into it. So how far they'll go, I don't know. But it's nice to see them. It's nice to be able to email them, and they'll email you back.
Right, right.
So it's pretty cool. And
so you don't have any new Mac Pros you're giving away at the Supermeet, right?
Not yet. Wouldn't that be nice?
I'm still working off my mid-2012 MacBook Retina, and it's still giving me.
This is what I'm looking at right now.
Tons of life.
I beat this thing to death, and it's still going strong.
Workhorse.
Yeah.
So it takes me 15 more seconds to render something.
Yeah, exactly.
I love my 2012. It's the best.
Yeah. I got a 2016 that I've got, but before that, it was like 10 years prior. I got a MacBook. I still use it. Somebody asked something. I think it was they wanted to know about since QuickTime doesn't work anymore, and I said I can run QuickTime. What do you need? Because I still have it running on that old MacBook Pro. It's one of the first ones that came out.
You can go to Digital Rebellion and get the name of the QuickTime.
Yeah, they have a whole suite of. They have a whole suite of.
The one that's the QuickTime replacement. Get that. That works so much better anyway. It's it's a QuickTime player that everybody should have, and it's very cheap, and all the stuff he makes is great anyway. So. You get that, but I love mine. I can run anything on this little old machine, so I don't need to. I don't need to get another one until I win it.
Which is absolutely. So Bill Davis chatted on the YouTube channel. He says, let them know how big the hotel is, and if you enter at the front, it's a long walk.
Oh yeah, I do that, but nobody ever reads the emails that I send out on how to get to the actual venue, and so I'm always saying, go to the convention center, go park behind there, and go through the glass doors. That's how you get to it. Otherwise, it's a 6.5 mile walk from the front entrance to the convention center way in the back. So
if they go to the convention center and park in the parking lot there, they're very close to our Supermeet stage.
Yeah,
the pavilion room. It's a very short
there.
walk. So pay the extra 30 cents to get from.
Yeah, so if you're doing Lyft or Uber or any kind of car, just park back there or be dropped off back there in front of glass doors. There's you can't miss it. It's right there. Just go to the convention center, the Rio Convention Center. So otherwise, you'll have a big long walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, we get the complaints. God, it's so far. Didn't you get the email? I don't read it. It was too many words.
Yeah, too many big words. I had to take the dictionary out.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we'll start doing it through Twitter or something.
Yeah, so that's probably a good idea. We should actually tweet the same day. Yeah, that's a good idea.
We'll do that.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about Vegas? Any more tips we want to talk about? Bill Davis has a bunch of them coming up on Final Cut Pro Radio. We got an episode. With
Bill
him.
Davis will be at the Supermeet. He'll be our voice of God again, telling everybody to turn off their cell phones, otherwise they're going to get whacked in the face by Bill. And and also Bill does our raffle because he has that voice of God, which when people hear him say the numbers, they listen.
Right.
So we always have Bill Daniel be at the ticket desk trying to keep the lines in shape. So we always appreciate Bill. We always appreciate a lot of people who help us. We got some kids from Cerritos College going to be taking tickets. Gregory Clark, who is, as you know, Philip Hodgett's partner, and the brains behind Lumberjack and Intelligent Assistant Software. Will be at the ticket table, so you can meet Greg, and you can meet all these people that you've seen on the internet. They'll be at the Supermeet, so all you have to do is just find them and say hello. And
they're going to be in the Final Cut Pro documentary, both with Greg and
and you'll be able to see them on the big screen, the big or two big screens. So it's actually going to be really cool to see this on these two giant screens.
You can consider it like a sneak preview, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way you should see the thing. I don't know how you can watch these things on your computer, which is how a lot of people watch things now. But maybe I'm too old. I can't watch anything on a computer. AirPlay it to my TV, but
absolutely.
But it's nice to have Off the Track should be seen on the big screen in a communal setting, so you get a little piece of it.
So Tony Gallardo says, "Bring cash if you want to drink too." Is that true?
No, you can. No, I think they take credit cards, don't they, Dan? For
I believe so.
I think they take credit, or they did, unless the credit card machine broke or something. However, cash for the raffle.
Yes.
You have to bring cash. And of course, all this is in the emails that we send to people, but nobody reads.
Exactly.
So, all these things, we have to find. Yeah, maybe we'll find out about I'm sure they take credit cards. Maybe they didn't last year and we didn't know because we never get out there. So we don't know what's going on. I just try to send people out there and try to get me a glass of wine. And because it's too crazy in the green room. But that's it. I mean, all these tips and tricks that people are posting, I can't, and Dan and I can't give you any more than what's already out there. So,
and Bill's going to be a good conversation with him on tips for going to Vegas.
I mean, he's been going there forever, and so have I. But I'm just working all the time, so I don't really have any tips and tricks. So I don't know. Just go there, have fun, smile.
Supermeet.com.
Supermeet.com. You use the code Radio VIP, save yourself $5, and then we'll see you all there. And get your tickets soon. Don't get them at the door.
April 10th. NEB Tuesday, April 10th, and it starts at 4:30.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the doors open. Trade shows, you can get in there and food starts to serve at 5, and the actual stage presentation start at 7. And it's first come, best seat.
There you go. Exactly. I got there last year. I was in there, had a good time. Thomas Grove Carter was there last year.
It was really cool.
Yep.
And he was out there on the table, so you got to meet him and greet with him, and before he actually got on stage. So Bradley, of course, will be there because you all want to see his little movie or his big movie on the big screens. So
absolutely.
You'll see everybody there.
You're going to see Richard Taylor there.
Richard will be there. Be there with a microphone, and he'll be interviewing everybody, we hope. And
yes, I will, and I'll be in there. I'm going to get back to the green room this time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
We appreciate you doing this for us and helping us get the word out. And everybody who is listening right now, get the word out about the Supermeet. We can use your help.
Thank you, super people.
Yes, super people.
Absolutely.
Thank you, super.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
See you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How do you turn this thing off? Do you?
I'm gonna turn it off live. You guys just hang out for a second, and we can talk for a second.
Okay.
All right.
So everybody, supermeet.com, get your tickets online because they're $20 at the door. Don't wait for the door. Get them online and use the code Radio VIP to save $5 instead of 15, only 10, or at the door it's 20. So you're saving actually $10. So supermeet.com.
Use that
See
money
everybody
for extra
later.
raffle tickets. Bye-bye.
Bye.